Hey everybody, Prepper Nurse 1 here. Today is Monday, September 10th, 2011. Very, very rainy day. Right now you can see a little bit of blue over here, but a little bit of blue. But we've had a tremendous amount of rain today, and you can see it's dark over here. And I'm getting a couple of sprinkles as we speak here on the, as far as everything goes. But it has been, we had a lot of rain started last night, and it just rained like all morning. So we got an opportunity to test the new charging capacity of the generator. So with the batteries, and actually we basically, so I can explain it to you. Once we turned the generator on, the batteries were at 25.1. We only ran the battery or the generator for an hour and a half, and it was up to 26.5 in that time period, charging the batteries. Now we were getting some power in even with the rain on with the solar. So like now looking at right now, we're still bringing in solar. We've brought in 2.4 kilowatt hours right now of solar for the day, and we are at 25.9. 24.5 is as low as I want to take these batteries. That would be 50% dissipation charge on the batteries. To put it up into absorption mode is 28.6, okay? So right now the batteries are in great shape. So we, like I said, we ran that this morning for like an hour and a half, and then the rain stops, and it's been overcast all day. So like I said, we still have pulled in 2.4 kilowatt hours, but like I said, we ran the generator for that hour and a half, and while we were running the generator, it was charging up the batteries. With the Ames inverter, I kind of wanted to explain this a little bit more. There's settings back over here, right up there at the top where my finger's pointing. They have the toggles, and you have to, there's like 5 different settings on there, okay? So there's 2 of them that you have to have it at up and on, so that's why we have those 2 up and on. And everything is working great. I mean, with no issues at all. It was like the first test. So this morning it was, what is it, about 48 this morning, Heather?
Yeah, about that.
Something like that. It was. Oh, she's so cute. Or he or she, whatever, which one it is. Slugger. Anyway, oh, there's Alpha's over there now.
No, they both came out of the wood pile.
Oh, okay. So we actually have, and I don't know if you're going to be able to see this, we started a fire today here at the homestead. And I'll kick this around. You can see some smoke coming out, not really a whole lot. It's hard to tell, but we do have the fire going. The house is nice and toasty warm. It's much more comfortable now than it was this morning, so we're probably just going to let that go ahead and burn out. But there was a chill in the house and a dampness, and anybody that's up in the Northeast knows exactly what I'm talking about. And so that's why we started a fire. So I had my first cup of tea of the year off the fireplace, got that going, and that was really nice. But anyway, so I want to talk about real quick too. I mean, it's going to be all over the news, of course, Hurricane Florence, which is now already a Category 4, much faster than they expected, and it's already up to 130 mile an hour winds. So it could actually reach a Category 5. The last Category 4 hurricane to hit the coast was Hurricane Hugo back in 1989, to hit the East Coast as far as the Carolinas go. And that's where they believe that this is going to hit, between South Carolina and North Carolina. I know that South Carolina's already called for mandatory evacuations, and North Carolina and Virginia have declared states of an emergency ahead of this storm coming. So there's definitely, having to have some issues with that. But, it's just best to be prepared and be ready. I saw a picture somebody was showing at one of the local stores, like I'm not even sure what store it was, and just people lined up like crazy, getting that bottled water and getting some, bread and milk. Bread and milk are always the huge thing, but I always thought it was funny because when the power goes out, how good is that milk going to stay? So, but it's just, I don't know, it's just a weird mindset people get. They got to go get the bread and milk. But a lot of people were getting bottled water and stuff like that. There obviously will be power outages, okay? One of the main reasons, guys, why we prep, and so that's the misconception, I think, when you're talking about being a prepper, that you're just this crazy person waiting for the end of the world to come, and that is not the case. Prepping is about being prepared, being ready for whatever happens, and something is always going to happen in this country every year. It's hurricane season, so that's what's happening right now. These hurricanes are coming, and unfortunately it looks like South Carolina, North Carolina, and Virginia are going to be the main people to take the main brunt of this storm. Somebody had asked me how far inland I am. I'm about 400 miles from the coast. So for us, what'll happen is we might get some winds, catch the tail end of some winds and some rain, and that'll be it. We won't get anything major this far inland, because by the time it gets to us, it'll really have dissipated as far as that goes. So okay, I'm going to turn on here. Grandma? Grandma? Don't you go in the refrigerator and take one of those beers out of there. I got my eyes on you. Okay, guys, just so you know, Grandma is not an alcoholic. I know you've seen her plenty of times with a beer in her hands, but I mean, we generally have one beer. So that's how that kind of goes. So I'm always busting her chops, which is good. It's good for it, builds character.
She was complaining about it earlier.
Yeah, she was complaining. She goes, all your subscribers are going to think that I'm an alcoholic. And I'm like, Ma, they know that I'm kidding. So I'm just reaffirming to you guys, I am joking. You know, so, but, so that's, oh, and there's the babies. I guess they're ready to go in. And there goes the puppies in the house. So anyway, we do have, and I'm going to show you, I had thought about keeping all the kittens, and then realistically realized that that was not the smartest thing I could do. So this one right here, this was Alpha. Alpha's going to be given away already. She's already spoken, or he or she is already spoken for. So that one is going next weekend. That kitten is going to go next weekend. So we still have 4 more kittens to give away. Now let's see if Molly goes in the house. Hey Heather,
Yeah.
grab Molly, take her in the house. She was coming up the stairs, so we want her to start kind of getting used to that, because when the weather getting colder, she's going to have to be in. Yeah, take her right in and close the door. We'll see how she does with that. So, as you know, we have a ton of cats, but Molly was our stray. So anybody that says, oh, I can't believe you didn't get your cats fixed, all my cats are fixed. Molly came on her own this year. Somebody had dumped her off, and she's very young, and so she ended up getting pregnant, and I had to domesticate her more. It took us a while for her to trust us, and so that we could pet her, because she was feral, and now she's doing great. As you can see, Heather just walked over, petted her, and picked her up. So she's done really, really well. She's adjusted very well. All the babies, since they were very, very little, we've had human contact with them, so they're great too. So they're going to make good pets for somebody. But I had to realize that realistically it was not, you know, not a good thing for having, you know, that many cats. But so I got to show you. Let's see if I can, if this is open or not. I wanted to show you real quick. So there's Mr. Buddy. Let me see if this is. Oh, she doesn't have this. Did she lock this? No. Okay. So let me see if I can get this to open. So we ran down to the local Walmart, and I picked up, this is outdoor cat food. So we picked up a bag. This is like a 43-pound bag, and we picked up another bag of the puppy food for the puppies. We use Iams. So we got those. I actually too. So just that for those 2 bags is like $53. It's crazy how much cat food and dog food costs. But that big bag of cat food, it's a 43-pound bag. That'll last us quite a while. So even with as many cats as we're feeding. Now I got to say, Dale, once again, got 2 packages in the mail. He sent us some moist dog food, 2 12-packs of moist dog food, and he sent us 2, one was a 32-pack, and I think the other one was a 12-pack of moist cat food for the cats. So once again, Dale, thank you very much. It's a trip, you know, like I said, I can't even begin to tell you how much I appreciate that, for thinking of our animals like that. You know, they're good animals, and it breaks my heart, to be honest, guys, to give the kittens away. It really does. I would keep them all, but having 11 cats realistically is not realistic. So even with adopting Molly, that's going to put us at 6. So that's a lot of cats. All right. So anyway, so that's what's happened around the homestead today. Like I said, it's more comfortable now. It's in the 60s right now, and a little windy, which is okay. But it was really, really rainy today, and we got to test out the new setup, and it worked fantastic. It was charging up the batteries while we ran the generator, and so like I said, we just we turned that off quite a while ago, and we do have power coming in obviously still as well. So a combination of that and the charge that we put on the batteries, and I'm really, really pleased with that. I mean, I think that we'll be able to probably get away with running the generator for about 2 hours and then being able to go off the batteries for quite a while after that. I mean, the real test will be once we get into winter and we have a very poor solar day, and then we'll know exactly what we're pulling in and stuff like that. So that's all down the road, and I'll explain all that as we go. But you know, things are going good. Can't complain. So anyway, people, please, Hurricane Florence, be very, very careful. Be ready. If they tell you to evacuate, be smart and evacuate. I know a lot of people are going to go, nope, we huddle down and we ride it out. It just, why, if you don't have to, you know? If you can get out of there and you can go inland someplace to friends or family, that's the smart thing to do, okay? So please, everybody, be careful. It's scheduled to hit on Thursday, so it's looking like it's going to be a big storm. Because like I said, it's already a Category 4 with 130-mile-an-hour winds already, and it's 2 days away from hitting the coast. So, and with the warm waters on the coast, it's probably going to hit a Cat 5. So hopefully it doesn't hit the coast as a Cat 5, which is the highest level, but we'll see what happens. So remember, guys, hug and kiss the ones you love. Tell them every day. Tomorrow is not guaranteed. We never know what's going to happen. And remember STD. It's one step at a time, one thing at a time, one day at a time. Whatever you're trying to do, whatever you're trying to accomplish, you can do it. The only one that's going to stop you from getting there is yourself, okay? Have a great day. I will talk to you all tomorrow. Prepper Nurse 1, out for now. Say goodbye, Grandma.